Welcome to Backwoods Escape. In this video, I will be reviewing the stove that you see right here, which is the Seek Outside large U-turn stove. Really quick, in case you're curious about the tent, this is the Peaks Solitude 4. If you missed my review on that, you can go ahead and check it out right here. But in this video specifically, I'm focusing on the stove. So you can see it set up right here. I have it set up about 4 or 5 feet going outside of the tent. You know, I do recommend doing that. You do save weight by having a smaller stove or a chimney, but then you risk ash exiting just right here and falling on your tent. That's expensive. And so it is a little better, or best practice, to have a stove that goes about 4 or 5 feet above your tent itself. But let's go ahead inside and check out the individual features of the stove. So come on in. All right, so this entire stove is made of titanium, so that helps with the weight. And the reason it's called the large U-turn stove might be a little bit difficult to see, but I'm gonna flip this around just a bit right here. And you can see that these walls, it's U-turn shaped all around. So this wall right here, it's one piece that you attach. You can see right here that if I actually push this a little bit, I can start seeing the inside of the stove right there. Yeah, just right there. So that is one piece. It's very lightweight. It almost feels like a very strong piece of aluminum foil. It's not aluminum foil, like I said, but that's what makes it so lightweight. So most of the time, these models, the top, the bottom, and the wall, they're all one piece, and so it has to be a little bit heavier. But for weight savings purposes, Seek Outside made the walls right here a separate piece that you set up. It is challenging to set that up the first time. It gets a little bit easier once it comes in contact with the heat. But I do want to make you aware. I don't want to make it sound like this is super easy to set up the first time. Speaking of setup, let's go in a little bit more detail for that. Let me turn this around. So like I said, the benefit of this model right here, it is lightweight, but one of the ways they make it lightweight is that it all comes in separate pieces. So basically the way you have to set it up is that first you set up the wall that we just looked at, and then you have to set up the individual legs right here, which are also made of titanium. And then you have to attach the wing nuts right here. So it is a tedious process because it's all separate pieces, and so you have to kind of hold it together and screw it in, and it takes time. And again, these are used in cold weather situations. So if you're in a spot where it's snowing, it's 20 degrees outside, your hands are shivering, it could take a while to set this up. So like I said, I do like the weight savings, but it is important to keep in mind that it's some work to put this together. But now let's look at individual features. So it's got the sliding door right here. This does slide very easily in both directions. It's not a one direction door, so you can see that right there. Oops, sorry. And also you can slide here at the bottom to control the amount of oxygen coming in and out right there. That makes it very convenient. So nice features right there. And then there is a dampener, as you can see right here, that you control, going up and down like this. So with the dampener, you do have to be very careful because ash will build up right there. And from experience, if you don't move this around and you don't rotate it periodically, the ash will build up and then smoke will start coming out of everywhere inside of the tent. It's a little bit of a disaster. Learn from experience. So make sure periodically you're moving the dampener around so that does not happen to you. And then there's this little piece of titanium right here that you can move in and out. And this controls the flow of oxygen. So if you want a lot of oxygen, you have it pretty much as far out as you want. If you want very little, small flame, then go ahead and push it in. Speaking of flame, this can get extremely hot. So you do need to be careful with the amount of wood that you put in. We've been in a situation where this whole pole here at the very bottom was a very bright and vibrant red. Don't go that hot. So be very careful. And it does take some time to practice the amount of wood you put in here and the volume you put in, size, whether you do small logs, small twigs, whatever it might be. But like I said, this is a large model. For most brands, you can do either large or medium. I always recommend going large. The medium models, you can put very little in there. You're constantly going to be refilling it. With the large models, you can put more wood in there. It lasts longer, it burns longer, so a little bit less work on your end. But that is the breakdown of this model right here from Seek Outside. Again, this is the large U-turn stove. Overall, like I said, I do like it, but you do have to keep in mind the amount of work it takes to set up, because I actually forgot to mention the stove pipe right here also is work. So if you actually come and take a closer look, this is basically, again, it feels like aluminum foil. It's not that, but just to kind of give you an idea of kind of what it feels like. This is all one piece right here that you roll up, and you can kind of see how it opens up, and then you get these little rings right here that keep everything in place. So you have to roll this whole thing up, put it through the hole, attach it to here, and again, that's with all the other steps too in putting this together. So it's work. I don't want to mask that, so just know that going in, but it'll keep you very nice and warm. So last night it was about 20 degrees, and with the wood in here, we were comfortable, nice and toasty, and so we enjoyed it. So that's the breakdown of the large U-turn stove. I'll have a link to it in the description below, and if you have any questions about this product, also let me know. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.